Good evening, everybody. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, so it is time for Treasure Tales. I think we got a really good show lined up for you tonight. A couple of real fantastic guests I think you're really going to enjoy. And of course, a co host tonight that it doesn't get any better than having this young lady as a co host. She is just at the top of the game. She, as a detectorist, as a live streamer, as a person, as a mom, everything. She's at the top of the list. So let's just bring her on. We'll chit chat a little bit, and then we'll say hello to everybody and talk about what we're going to do tonight. And let's have some fun. So let's bring on the Digging Canuck.
Good
And
evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone out there.
yeah, we got a bunch of folks in there looking. I think. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Shall we say hello to some folks?
Sure.
Okay, we got the Mumbles man, my brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
That's the Mumbles in the house. Robert Ridgway from Pinellas Park. Robert, glad that you joined us tonight. And the beautiful Adele Lampersky Rutherford, who says it was a pitiful night metal detecting. Husband said he doesn't what?
Ooh.
Like Deus 2 and wants only use Knox 800 when we go out. Well, that's okay, Adele. Just use your Deus 2 and give him the Knox. If he goes in the
Absolutely.
water, it'll probably leak. So there you go.
That's a
That
great
was bad.
compromise. Great
That was
compromise.
bad. I'm gonna get in trouble. But that won't be the first time, anyways. P&W Dirt Fishing. Hello there. That would be Tiffany and Ronnie. Everybody is just say some silent prayers for Tiffany and Ronnie. They're dealing with some health problems right now. I know Tiffany's got some severe back issues, and she was couch bound for quite a few days, and I think she's facing some surgery. They got to put another cage or something in her back.
Oh boy.
That can't be fun.
No.
And Ronnie, I think he's got a nerve problem in his feet, which is not good for a treasure hunter.
Yeah.
Plus he loves to fish. So I don't know. Let's just pray for them. And then we've got the lovely Michigan Gems in the house. Hello, Gems. How are you? Glad that you are here. And Ray Jones. And Mark Fiorella is in the house. Hello, Mark. He's in Eden, New York. So he's back up there when the springtime comes. How's the weather up there in Canada?
Oh, it's been really cold. Really cold lately. We had a great day a couple days ago, and then, thinking that it was time to put all the long sleeves away, and then nope. It was like we had freezing temperatures the last 2 nights.
Ah,
Yeah.
I know. I remember growing up in Illinois. Excuse me. We always got out of school on my birthday, which is the 28th of May. So we got out of school for the summer then. Of course, back then, you got a full 3 months. Now you're lucky if you get 4 or 5 weeks, I think. There were many, many times in April, towards the end of April, the first part of May, we had snow.
Yeah, it's around here they say do not even think about planting a vegetable garden or putting any flowers out until at least May 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it can get bad. I mean, like Susan and I are going on the Rocky Mountaineer. It's a Canadian train trip. We're going in July.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Well, we thought, when we talked to our travel agent, and if anybody needs a really top flight travel agent, it's Gould's Travel in Tampa, Florida. Just outstanding. But at any rate, where I was going with this is we thought about maybe June because Susan wants to see all the stuff, the flowers emerging and all that kind of stuff. And he says you might want to look at July, that kind of springtime, because we're going to catch the train in Vancouver and then take it to Calgary. And we were going to go on some other excursions up and down and around and about, but we end up in Calgary. So I'm looking forward to that. Top flight. I'm gonna sit there in this this train car that's got the glass all around, so you
Oh,
get
very nice.
the, it's top of the line. I said, I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
mortgage my house and get this.
It sounds
So
wonderful.
if I want a Modelo, I'm going to say, yo, give me a Modelo.
Garçon, you have to say, garçon.
Garçon, Modelo. You say Modelo?
Yes.
He go, huh? Well, Adele says hello. Dirty Paws, that was got to be Mr. Mike and Trish.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, that's a pair to draw to right there. They're just as competitive as you can get, but most of the time, I think Trish kicks his Heine Rooney.
Right on, Trish. Right on.
She's a detectoristo. Let me tell you, she gets him good.
Right on.
There's a Facebook user from Ohio that's got to be Tom Becker, but he's in Tampa and he went hunting with a guru today. So
Oh.
yeah, yeah. So I think they had a really good time from what Phil was telling me. So that's good. That is good. I really like that. Let's see who else is here. Sam W. from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Gary Kerr's in the house. He says hello. D. O'Brien. That is I think that is the young lady that won the Palisades Pink Excalibur hand digger.
Ah.
That's a cool hand digger. In
Mm-hmm.
case he makes his top flight.
Absolutely.
I mean, use it.
Yes. Yes. Exclusively.
I use it, and the
Yeah.
Mumbles man, he got himself a Merlin and loves it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So anything Casey makes is top flight, and I
Yes.
know Phil can't hardly keep them in stock. So
Yeah. They're great shovels.
yes, they are, bar none. Chuck Martin is in the house. Hello, Chuck. Glad that you were with us tonight. Let's see. Oh, Adele, you got to love Adele. Talking about her husband, he says, he only likes to dig. I'm the brains of the organization. Well, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
No
Most
comment.
of the wives in any marriage are probably the brains of the. They are. Roy Goodall. Hi, Roy. Glad that you're with us tonight. There's another. That's Tom Becker there. Jeff's Obsessions is in the house. Glad that you joined us tonight. We dig it. They're in the house.
Did you get the Essex Magnet Hunters?
Not yet. I hadn't run across them yet. I'm sure they're probably here, Terry. Let's see. Jericho and Hercules Prospecting. Glad that you're finders keepers.
Wow, we got a lot of great people in there.
Yes, we do. A lot of great people.
Yes.
Let's see. Clark's Cove is here. They're lurking because they'll be on later. I hadn't seen. Excuse me. Well, I might have missed them. Good thing I got you, kiddo. I'm about half blind anyway.
Northern Found is here. She Digs It. Happy Swinging is here. Pink Power Alley is in the house.
Cool.
Jersey Ray Diggs just showed up.
Well, wow. I don't know why I'm missing all these people.
I think you have it. You had everybody else, I think.
Yeah, well, now I see Essex Magnet Hunters and Dan Graham from Grammar Time. Another really good friend of mine. So maybe I don't scroll fast enough. I'm an old person, so I am working on limited intelligence here, kid. So the Essex Magnet Fishers. Oh, Terry, he is a hoot and a half. I tell you. So I think there's Northern Found. My other brother from another mother, the guru, Phil Myers, is in the house. I know John David is in the house. I don't see him. He's not saying anything yet. He's probably watching on Blue Spade Society, I believe. And the Guru wants to say hello to the Canuck.
Oh, hello to the guru.
And there's Pink Power Alley. Let's see. You need to move faster. She digs it. Happy swinging. Very good. Yes, glad that you're here. There's Jersey Ray. Hey, Rach. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we're almost at the end.
I think so.
I think so. Of course, like I said, you're a heck of a lot smarter than I am. So, just tell me you're at the end. Shush. Let's see. Plus, I'm blind, so that's you got to cut me a little bit of slack. Okay, I think we pretty much got everybody. If we see anybody else come in, why we'll give them a holler. But I think we got a really good show lined up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We got some great guests, I think.
Yes.
They're the type, I think, that you and I have talked about this a number of times, Liz, about integrity
Mm-hmm.
in making YouTube videos.
Yes.
In my mind, these two are right up there with integrity in making YouTube videos. They don't make clickbaiters, and they don't try to do cheesecake videos, to get subscribers and stuff like a lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
And we see an awful lot of that.
Yes.
And it just, they shows they get tremendous amounts of views, but what it doesn't say is the duration of the view. Once, if you do the cheesecake, I'm blonde and I'm very beautiful, and all that kind of stuff. If you do that and they think, oh, I got to check this out. Most of them, are trollish anyway. And they click on it and then they say the content's not there. They're going to watch about 2 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So you really haven't accomplished anything. I think I agree with you 100%. Let's keep it real, keep the content good, keep it where anybody can watch it. Mm-hmm. Family can watch it together, because that's the name of the game.
Yes.
And I think the guests we have on tonight are, epitomize that a little bit, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely do. Absolutely do.
Yeah. So I tell you what, why don't we just go ahead and get in on it?
Mm-hmm.
And bring our first guest in. And just a fabulous fella. Digologist is in the house.
Yes, he is.
So if you see somebody in there, you yell out, kid.
Metal detecting Florida.
Mark Watrous.
Was that loud? Was that loud enough? Was that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let her flicker,
Sam W. Did you say Sam was in the house? Sam W.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay.
But I may not have. I can't be trusted with these things.
Andrew T. Welcome.
Yeah. Usually he's running the first in the chat. He must have been eating a sandwich or something. So let's Northern. What was that? Northern Ireland? Something I saw. Northern Found. Okay. See, I told you, I'm not good. Okay, let's just go ahead and let's bring on our first guest. This young gentleman is he's just a wonderful fella. He's makes great videos. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel. And if you have not subscribed, I'm going to ask them to put a link in the chat with their YouTube URL. So you can go right over to their YouTube channel and subscribe and like it and share it, because you will be awfully glad that you did. They make top quality videos and they're just wonderful people. So let's bring on our first guest, shall we? And that would be Practical Ken. Okay, let's do a little adjusting. There we are. Hello, Ken. How are you?
How you doing? I feel very honored to be here. I appreciate the good words about us, both Clark's Cove and me. That's really awesome. I appreciate that.
Well, we only like to have top flight people on here. All our members and our viewers are the quill, and we only want the really good people as guests, don't we, Liz?
Absolutely.
I feel very honored here to be here. So thank you. Thank you.
Right on. Good stuff.
I'm in good company.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to those who don't know you, and if you would put a link to your YouTube channel in the chat so everybody can go and subscribe to it. Tell us about that and introduce yourself, and then we'll go from there. How's that?
Sounds like a plan. My name is Ken, Practical Ken. I've been metal detecting since 1979-80 when I first got a Radio Shack metal detector. So I've been doing it for quite a while, and following my grandpa around, asking the question, "What'd you find? What'd you find? What'd you find?" on his heels, and you know, he just basically shooed me off and didn't take me with him anymore. But I started back up metal detecting just a few years ago, and I've been going through a few different metal detectors, and started up sharing some finds on YouTube, and sharing some things on YouTube related to history and archaeology. And I use using the metal detector as a more of like a forensic tool to discover sites and help date sites. The more pieces of the puzzle you have, the more you know about a site. So getting the metal objects out of the ground, along with bricks, porcelain, miscellaneous other items that you normally find that you can't pick up with a metal detector. I like the history, and I get a little crazy about it and passionate about it when I start describing things and showing things. So if I get too excited out there, bear with me. So
well, we all get excited about certain things. I know there's somebody that just, when they find like a 1700s Hibernia, they start quaking and quivering and going.
That was me.
And I don't know who that is, but I was watching a video like that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's, yeah, I could sympathize with that. That's, I don't know if you're watching my video or not, but that was me. I had to sit down. I was hoping someone wasn't telling me it's a pull tab with just writing on it or something, because that's a common thing for me to pick out of the ground. But I've really been enjoying this community and the group of people. It's very nurturing, great people. I love going out with other people to metal detect and discover things with other people, because if I'm not finding it, someone else is finding it. We share in the find, they share in the excitement. You high five and do a little dance or whatever you do when you get gold. I haven't got gold yet, so I haven't done the dance yet, but not sure what else I could tell about myself. I'm in Michigan, West Michigan, and I like to do research mainly in Michigan, West Michigan area, but I had gone to Dig Stack in North Carolina, and now I fell in love with older artifacts, colonial artifacts, and we don't get that in Michigan. So I'm very fortunate to find something that breaks the 1900s to the 1800s around here. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
it's mainly lumber era stuff, and if we're lucky, fur trade stuff in our area, and we don't get back to the colonial too much in our area.
Yeah, but you got your own kind of stuff that you can find. Every area has their own history. And a question I have, and I know Liz has got some questions. Didn't you just recently hook up with one of the superb young ladies about some magnet fishing?
Oh yeah. I had someone take me out and show me what to do and what not to do. I think I had to do the what not to do after doing it. She had to show me, don't do it that way. So I went out with Michigan Gems a couple weeks ago, and she took me. We went to Muskegon, where I'm from, and we went out to a good area and tossed the magnets in and pulled some stuff out, and that'll be in upcoming videos. So that was my first time out magnet fishing. So I appreciate it, Michigan Gems, for taking me out, and Mini Gem. So got a chance to try out magnet fishing. I got a Kratos magnet, and now I got it wet, and now I know what it could do and what not to do, and I plan on doing it more.
Right on. Now, Ken, your channel. I was on your looking around, poking around, doing some research on your channel today, and your channel highlights metal detecting, fossil hunting, and trail cams. That's a little different. Now, is there one that you prefer more than the other?
Well, honestly, this channel has actually evolved. It was originally going to be the breakdown of the name, which is practical, simple easy, and Ken is actually another word for knowledge. So it's just practical knowledge. I was going to share tips and tricks and hacks to make things simple. There's no sense in reinventing the wheel if you know someone on YouTube that already can show you a simple way. So originally I was doing outdoor hacks, trail cam hacks. That's what I was originally starting to do the channel with. But then I started finding myself more interested in showing history, showing archaeology, showing Native American pottery, showing what to look for, and really just kind of sharing my excitement about maps and research and metal detecting. So it kind of evolved, and maybe the name doesn't quite match what I do now, but that's how it's evolved. I really haven't gone back to the trail cameras much or the tips much, because I'm just having too much fun doing what I'm doing now.
Now, how is it that you became involved in metal detecting? You said you started quite some time ago. What do you remember? What lit that fire?
Well, I was finding stuff on the surface that was related to lumber era sites and so forth near our cabin, and finding the stuff on the surface is not the same as finding something under the ground. So I wanted to go out and find what's there, but I didn't want to dig up the entire area to find it. So that obviously allows you to centralize where you're going to dig and fine tune what you're going to dig, hopefully. So that I've evolved through some metal detectors and sharing, going out with other metal detectorists. I learned a lot about metal detecting and what to avoid those iron tones along with the high tones when they're mixed a little bit, because most likely you're going to pull something out that's bad. I've learned a lot from a few different metal detectorists, and I love going out with others and still learning. So it's I've kind of got drawn into it because I like finding stuff. I like surprises. I like touching something that someone else hasn't touched for 100 years, 50 years, heck, Native American stuff, 1,000 years, 5,000 years, 8,000 years. So just going out and finding something that is freshly dug out of the ground that has someone's initials on it. Who is that person? What does LV stand for? Why is this a shape of a heart? And you get these little mysteries that you like to dig deeper. And the metal detector has helped me discover more about sites and help date them by seeing the coins with the dates on the coins. You can figure out that this site was probably 1905 and later. So that's why I really got excited about the metal detectors, if I speak correctly, and learning more about them, and it's a learning experience for me.
What's your current detector?
I currently, as of September of 2021, I got an Equinox 800, and I've been playing around with Equinox 800. Prior to that, I had the AT Max, Garrett AT Max, and before that, I had the Ace 250. I had some success with it, but it was very frustrating, so I basically put it away after playing around with it for a little bit. The AT Max was a game changer, and I'm with the Equinox 800 now, and I still have all three metal detectors, and they're my backup metal detectors, and I've got a few different coils too, and been playing around with that.
You said you like to detect with people and you learn from them. What would you say would be the greatest thing that you've learned about metal detecting from others, watching them or being with them or that sort of thing?
I fine-tuned my swing. You get that golf swing going on where you're back and forth. I fine-tuned my swing by watching and getting some guidance, covering overlapping swings and your steps, your paces, so you're not missing. I've learned a lot just in scanning an area. You don't just go zigzagging across the area. You kind of do it methodically if you can. That way you're not missing anything, or you at least reduce the chances of missing things. There's so much I've learned from other people. It was kind of hit and miss when I went out before. You find something occasionally, pull tab, then you just give up. It's like, why am I pulling out pull tabs? But the next hole could have been something silver. It could have been something exciting. So I don't like giving up. And after seeing a few different things that my friends that I metal detected with, what they found in areas that I just missed, just overlapped because I swung too much or too wide, within a feat of finding silver, and that's my own fault. But I've learned my lesson, and now I'm slowing down the pace a little bit and being a little more thorough.
Well,
So
we've got a question, Ken, from
yeah,
the Mumbles man, Tim Naylor, off of YouTube. He wants to know what your most unusual find has been.
I have an item that is pretty spectacular, but I don't know what it was used for. It was actually found with my AT Max in a lumber era railroad bed, which would have been from 1860s, probably 1860s, 1870s in this area, and it was in the bank of the lumber bed, and it was a brass piece that is pretty heavy. It was pretty impressive because it screamed on the metal detector, and when I started to dig it out of the ground, it was shiny in gold. It looked like a poured block of gold initially, but it's actually poured brass. So I saw gold coming out of the ground. I got really excited, and then it was heavy enough it fell out of the side of the bank. So I was really excited then, and then I picked it up and realized it was brass, but I still haven't been able to identify it. It's in one of my videos. I do have a picture of it I could post on here or send it to you, but it's just really unusual. I'd like to find out what it is because it's something important, and it's definitely old, and hasn't been related to the railroad site, the railroad tracks that were there.
You know what, Ken? I don't mean to jump on this live stream, but you can always send a picture to diggingcanucka@gmail.com for Sunday.
Absolutely. I keep forgetting.
That's a very good idea. And you can jump with both feet, Canuck.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
So I understand, Ken, that you just had a big trip not too long ago.
Yeah, I won tickets to Digstock. And you know where I won that from?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I won it from Treasure Talk. So I was Jeff Obsessions, who's in the chat right now. We were literally talking about going to Digstock, and we're like, oh, can we justify the drive? And it sounds amazing. And we were just talking before the drawing popped up, and we're like, well, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. And we're getting the camper, talking about using the camper, and then also my name came up. I'm like, uh-oh, I won, and I was thrilled because that's a sure thing. I can't talk myself out of it. And Jeff basically ordered his tickets right away, so we planned on the road trip. So that was a very exciting experience, and I found several bucket listers there. So I was so thrilled to be able to have that opportunity to go on that trip, and I definitely thank the people at Digstock, and I thank Treasure Talk, Jeff, and I really appreciate that opportunity to win those tickets.
Well, we're glad that you won them because you used them and enjoyed them, and it was a really good trip for you. You found some bucket listers, and that's what makes us feel good. When people really like the prizes that they win. That's what it's all about. And I'm sure you met just a ton of cool folks at Digstock.
I met a lot of people there, a lot of great people, just super nice people. I found myself chatting probably more than I should have because I was giving up metal detecting for chatting, but it's great to chat with people. And I was there with Jersey Ray Diggs, got to meet Rachel for the first time there, and I met so many people, Lucky Jen, Aqua Chigger, and a few other people that I'm subscribed to, and it's just great to meet those people and cross paths in the woods while you're swinging at the same time and seeing what they found and just sharing that experience. It's just awesome.
Yeah, there are a lot of really cool people that you meet at these events, and it really doesn't make any difference if you find a whole bunch of really cool stuff. What you remember are the friendships that you've made, and you'll have those for the rest of your life. So, what's coming up next for Practical Cat?
Well, I've got a baseball field that I'm tracking down that was lost, and really a lot of people don't know where it was at. So I'm trying to track that down for a local county museum. So far, I think I nailed it. I found a baseball cleat that is from about the 1920s, 1930s. So I think I found it. It was gone by 1950. So I'm kind of excited about finding out more information about that, maybe mapping it out. And I've got a few other things that I'm pretty excited about too that I can't really touch base on, but I'm really, really excited about. I don't want to give it away too soon, but there's some other exciting things in the works that I'm really looking forward to sharing and doing the video editing and doing more footage too.
Oh, cool.
So there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to sharing. I like to share. I like to show history. I like this. I like surrounded by people that actually like history too and like to discover things. And when you do the research and the maps and you look at the topography and you go, that's a great place for a settlement, a homestead, and you go out there and you're finding bricks, you're finding bits and pieces of porcelain, and you're like, we nailed it. The research works and the maps work. It's paying off.
It does indeed. Now, Andrew T wants to know what your bucket listers were that you found at Digstock.
I just got goosebumps talking about bucket listers. I found, I was trying to beat a 1905 barber. That's my oldest coin that I've ever found. So I'm struggling to beat 1905 as far as age. The oldest coin, the first coin I found down there was a 1925, oh gosh, I think it was a Standing Liberty coin. So that's a bucket lister. And that was in the middle of nowhere. That was no hits, and all of a sudden a screamer at 30, 35. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to big iron being that like that. But then I found a half real, a 1781 half real. After 4 or 5 holes of can slaw, pulling up cans, I didn't even bother filming the BDI numbers because I'm like, it's can slaw again. Why film it? I dug it up and out drops something shiny and silver, and it's a half real, 1781 half real. So I was absolutely, that's the one I had to sit down and Jeff's Obsessions had some footage of it, and Action 5, Larry with Action 5 has some footage of it too. I've got some footage of it, but yeah, I was a little shocked and surprised and very thrilled. It was unreal to me. And then an hour later, I found an Indian head penny, and I'd never found an Indian head penny, surprisingly. And so that was my first Indian head penny. Then I found a round ball. Then I found some buckshot for, like, I think it's from the buck and ball type round from the Civil War. So all that within hours of each other, and I was blown away. That was Friday of Digstock, the last day of Digstock too. So I was thrilled.
Well,
lots of bucket listers.
That's great. I know somebody else has got a bucket lister of a Mercury dime.
Yeah,
well, you understand, Liz. You know, if you find one in Canada, you'll be doing really good.
You'll know about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So Ken, how can our viewers stay in touch with your adventures? Are you on social media?
I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. And I'm trying to find the link right now so I can get you the YouTube link. So I'm on just about every platform, and I think I'm on a few that I can't remember the names of because I just started up. But there are numerous platforms that I'm on, and I try to share as much information as I can with those platforms, and you get to see some tidbits, the little shorts, the little TikTok videos that are only on one platform versus another platform, and you'll see bits and pieces of what I find. And I'm going to try to do some live streaming on TikTok and through YouTube also.
Wonderful.
Very good. Very good. Well, I tell you what, Ken, it's just been an honor for us to have you with us tonight. I know a lot of people have been watching your videos and know about Practical Ken, but they never had the opportunity to meet you to see what's in your heart for treasure hunting. And that means a lot, what's inside. Don't you agree, Liz?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate you bringing me on. It's just an awesome group of people, and I appreciate I feel honored. I feel honored to be here. Thank you, everybody.
Certainly glad that you were with us tonight, and make sure that you get the link popped up in the chat so everybody can go and subscribe. And
I'm not a moderator, so I put it in the chat, but I'm not a moderator, so it's not actually pulling up as a link. So, okay. But it's in there.
Well, we'll get it in there. We'll get it up on Treasure Talk or whatever. We'll find it. But everybody go out there and just search for Practical Ken and hit that subscribe button and the notifications button so you know when he uploads some content. You won't be sorry that you did. So Ken, we want to thank you again for taking time out of your day to spend some time with us and letting us get to know you. It's truly been our honor to have you with us tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Liz and Jeff. I appreciate it.
You just keep on
Thank
keeping
you.
on and keep on finding that good stuff and keeping it real.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
a good night, Ken.
You too. We'll talk more.
All right.
Take care, Ken. Yeah, he's a wonderful fellow, isn't he? Just a wonderful fellow.
Great guest.
Yes, it's coming from his heart.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
my goodness, the enthusiasm and it's just like ah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing that really that to me makes it
Mm-hmm.
when somebody has that much enthusiasm that means
Yeah,
that much to them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people in the chat feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know for a fact that you do. When you find something old, you kind of sit there and you start, and your mind starts going, how did that get here? I wonder what the,
Yeah.
all
for
the
sure.
ifs, ands, or buts about
Yeah.
it. And that's what makes it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is exactly what makes it. Now,
Yes.
our next guests, these people are just super, super duper. Just make some of the finest YouTube videos and other platforms that you'll ever want to watch. You will be doing yourself a disservice if you do not find their YouTube channel and subscribe to it and share it. Please always share the videos to let other people, because a lot of people really don't know how to search on YouTube for good content. So when you find good content like Practical Ken, Diggin' Canuck, and our next guests, please share it.
Yes.
Let other people know about it, because that really means a lot. And it lets people know that it is the sport of treasure hunting and the hobby of treasure hunting in all its forms is a good, wholesome hobby, and it's a family hobby.
Yes.
So that's a perfect segue into our next guest for the evening is Clark's Cove Detecting, and it doesn't get much better than this. Let's bring him on.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hope you can see us and hear us okay.
You're
Yes,
all
we
you're
can.
you're good. You're good.
Our internet gets sketchy sometimes.
Do you
so.
see my red cheeks from
Yeah,
the
I'm blushing.
from all the kind words?
You're all the greatest.
Oh my goodness. Hey, so I'm gonna start out with your YouTube bio says that, and I'm just gonna read what your YouTube bio says. We are a couple from West Virginia who love the hobby of metal detecting and outdoor adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little more.
Tell us a lot more.
Oh, wow. We got started in 2019, and it's just been a great journey since then. We started our channel in December of 2019, and everyone has been great supporting us, welcoming us into the community. The community and the hobby is the best. We just love it. The only regret we have is we didn't start sooner.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And we like to, if you've watched our channel, we like to get out and side by side. We've done a few videos with that. Melissa's done a couple of cooking videos. I've done a cooking video. And we just love all of that. Like I said, just wished we had got into it sooner. Yes.
Mhm.
I'd like to do a eating video of her cooking.
I fixed, let's see, what was it? Biscuits, bacon. And the reason that I did the cooking video is because in the month of April, and this was last year, Robert.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all have heard of ramps, RAMPS. They're like an onion garlic type.
Yeah.
And so I scrambled some eggs and baked biscuits and fried bacon. So that was my cooking video.
Yes.
Did you saute them ramps in that bacon grease?
Yes.
All righty then.
Of course.
And
You save that bacon grease, don't you, when you make cornbread?
Oh,
I do. I have me a little jar that I keep it in. Yep.
oh yeah.
Excuse me. I was like feeling fine. Thinking about cornbread.
That's one thing I learned from my mother. She had 2 grease cans. One was for sausage and one was for bacon. And you made sure you knew which one was for what, and don't mix them up.
That's right, because she'd get snatched bald-headed if you do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I've done cooking video. I did a jalapeno popper bites video, which I love to do in round when jalapenos come in. Right, what is that? September, October. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to them coming in this year. Definitely, probably do another video on that. And we're trying to get into the magnet fishing. We've done one magnet fishing video, and I was fortunate enough to catch the bridge. And I did get my magnet back. That's the important thing.
That's the main thing. So listen, can I ask you about your channel name, like Clark's Cove? I gotta say at the beginning, I thought your name was Clark.
No, I'm Robert. This is Melissa. And that's the last name. We actually Clark's Cove. We had that name way before we even started YouTubing, metal detecting. When we first moved to where we're at right now. Because it ends, we're at a dead end. We're one way in and one way out. So we just adapted and started calling it the Cove. And then when we started talking about channel names, I said, let's go with Clark's Cove Detecting. I said, it's simple. It's straight to the point.
Yeah.
So that's what we went with Clark's Cove. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We live in like a little horseshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, we're the only house. We have a couple of neighbors on down the road, but they're far enough away that, they're no bother.
Well, a YouTube name like Clark's Cul-de-sac probably just wouldn't cut it. It would need to be Clark's Cove.
So yeah,
it's a tongue twister too. A lot of people will say Clark's
Clove.
Yeah, and it's real easy to do.
At least they're talking. If they're talking about you, they're leaving somebody else alone, and they're talking about. You can't think of a better subject, can you?
There you go. You got that right, Jeff.
Yep.
Now, with metal detecting, were you both into it? Did one get into it before? Did one have to convince the other? How did that work out?
No, we both pretty well jumped right in. Now, when we first started, we only had one machine. We started off with the Ace 200, which we absolutely love. I still love that machine. I'll still take it out from time to time and use it. I mean, before we started our channel, we had some great finds with that machine. I mean, and then we moved up to the AT Pro, and that's what Melissa uses, and I use the Apex now. But when we first started, I would detect and she would dig.
Yes.
So, and then when we started our channel, of course, she was using the Ace 200 and I was using the AT Pro, and we started metal detecting together, and then we started filming together. She has her own camera, does her own filming. I do mine, and so we kind of combine that like that. It's a lot better than some of the ways we were doing it in the beginning. So we are advancing slowly.
Yes.
And of course, the inspiration for metal detecting has to start with Robert, because his father was a metal detectorist.
Yeah, and I never got interested in it while he was still with us. So right now my channel is for him, and I like to think he's watching over me and helping me find those good finds, because we're not tooting our own horns. No, by all means, we do not have a ego, but we have a knack for metal detecting, I think, and for our area, we pull some. I'm really pleased with the finds that we pull and the things that we find. I mean,
we've been doing
home sites.
We've had 7 premieres the past 7 weeks of detecting old home sites here in our local area, which that's ended now. Well, this Monday will be the last one, because where everything's growing up, warming up, and snakes. In fact, we had 2 snake encounters
Saturday.
That was Sunday.
Yes, Sunday. Excalibur shovel behead them suckers.
Well, I went in with my mothballs
Yeah.
to begin with and started throwing them
Some
around.
mothballs around. Yes,
And,
absolutely.
we were getting ready to take lunch, and I had laid my detector down and my camera in front of our side by side and kind of walked in front of it, just looking around. And I was getting ready to walk back to get my lunch. And I just looked, and there was a black snake stretched out with his little head up. And
But
I could
didn't
tell he
kill
was
him.
curious.
I just shoot him away.
Uh-huh.
He
So I
took
didn't
off.
move. But when Robert come along, he slithered on away. So, yeah, I was happy for that because I was
Oh my
not going to my lunch.
No moccasins or anything. We have a permission that my two brothers, mothers, John David and the Mumbles man, come up and hunt with me. And it's a farm from 1846. And of course, the house sits up on, I don't know what you call it, a bunch of bricks and stuff. And the owner says, well, y'all need to crawl under that house and see what you can find. I said, not in this lifetime.
No.
I mean, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. I ain't going
There
to
you go.
There's rattlers and all kind of stuff under there.
Oh,
I might
Yes,
even get armadillo.
The area that we've been doing the home site hunting is there. It's known for rattlesnakes. They released rattlesnakes in this area a few years back. So
yeah.
Well, let me tell you, there's some big rattlers out there.
Gotta watch.
I want to stay away from that.
But we love that was something different for us doing the home sites because we're mainly parks and tot lot.
Yeah.
We've not really got into the door knocking yet. So I mean, but the town Huntington, the city of Huntington that we're close to has awesome curb sites and some great old homes in it, but we're just not there yet. But,
Yeah.
hey, there's still a lot to come.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Now you've posted some beach videos as well.
Well, that beach area, it's a swimming area. It's the local lake, and they have the beach swimming area there. And every year they drain that lake down real low, and that's when you want to get in there and where the swimming area is. And I've had some really good finds at that swimming area. People, and I try to stress, when you go to the water beach and go take your jewelry off, please.
Yeah.
Leave it at home. Leave it in your car.
Because if you don't,
We tried it. But I have
And
found
make sure it's the
really
good
nice-
stuff. The
really nice
24 K and that kind of stuff.
he found a gold and diamond ring.
very first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before we started filming.
It was a Disney Princess stagecoach engagement ring. Yes. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no markings. No one at the office at the lake had reported losing it. So it was ours.
But
But
there's a flip side to that story because like a year later, I was out hunting that same beach area, and a lady and her husband was walking, and they come up to me and was, of course, asking me if I found anything out here. I said, yeah, a few rings here and there. And she goes, well, I remember it wasn't the summer before, but prior, a girl lost her engagement ring, gold engagement ring out there. And I was thinking, that's probably the one.
and it makes you feel bad.
It does. I mean,
because you can't return it, but that's just goes along with the hobby.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
then,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say then last February, back in 2021, there was reports that a girl had lost her grandmother's necklace out there. Well, I found an old heart-shaped necklace out there that's silver, and I mean, you look at it, you can tell that it's an old necklace, but no one to claim it. So
sometimes they don't. That's all you can do. I found a beautiful gold and diamond wedding band in the water down in Sarasota at St. Pete, and it had engravings on it. Now, I didn't post the engravings, but I put it everywhere I could think to put it, and nobody got back with me. So,
Yeah,
I
that
did
happens.
what I did. I sold it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
we've talked with the Rangers out there and left our cards with them and told them, if people lose anything and they know they've lost it there at the beach, I said,
Mhm.
contact us. I said, when you all drain the lake, I said, we'll come out here and be glad to find. That's something I want to do. I
Mhm.
want to find something I can return to someone. I mean, I just to see the look of them getting that jewelry back or something, because
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, you can get in the water and hunt with that Apex. Just don't put the control box under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I'll get in just with the coil and search out there as far as I can. But when they drain that lake, you can get down to the point where you'll start sinking up, and then you have to back up into the sand. So yeah,
Have to
Mhm.
be
you have to be
careful.
careful out there.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you both separately. What's your best find? Each of you. Best. Doesn't necessarily have to be most valuable, but what's your best find?
I have to say that my best find, and it's not that valuable, but it was during these old home sites. I found a toe tap,
Ah,
Oh,
and
that's
I just thought that was amazing.
that's a
That's
good find.
that's my good find.
Mm-hmm.
My thimble, my first
Oh,
thimble, and that started off my year 2022 with that thimble. So it had been at the top of my list since we had started detecting. I wanted to find a thimble.
mm.
I
And
finally
you
did.
said you have multiple thimbles?
No, just the one.
Oh, just the one. I have yet to find one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just the one thimble. So, and that's one on Melissa's list. She wants to find a thimble. So,
And a skeleton
and a
key.
skeleton key. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, she's she's hunting a permission with a couple friends of hers now, with that Deus 2 she's got that she's rocking. It's not going to be too much longer, and there's going to be all kind of goodies come out of that ground for the Canuck.
It's possible. It's
But
possible.
it's more than possible. It's probable.
It is
Because and
possible.
I've said this, and I will say it again: there are none better on the planet with a detector in their hand than you, Miss Canuck. So
Thank you, Jeff. I'll write your check after the show.
that's right. Can you do PayPal?
Sure, I
Make
can.
sure to include lots of zeros.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, Rob and Melissa, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned about metal detecting?
Be careful when you're in the field and you find something very fragile when you're cleaning it. Because I have recently broke a find right on camera as I was cleaning it. It was a miner's tag, and
Oh,
I just was not being careful with it, and it snapped right in two and right on camera. So lesson learned for all of us right there. But yeah,
oh.
be
What about
careful.
you? What about you, Melissa?
Well, I have to say, based on the home sites, when you're digging down in the ground and there's lots of roots around, pay attention to the vines growing and don't grab them with your bare hands because you end up with
Poison ivy.
poison oak
Oh,
and poison ivy. And so I'm sort of battling that on a low scale now, but a couple of weeks ago I had it on my face and
oh.
yeah.
Upper arm or
So yeah, someone's going to say, Melissa, wear gloves, but
yeah, that don't always help.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we had a question from Facebook from Catherine Han Powell. She wants to know, what is a toe tap?
That from back, they were put on the ends of shoes, and I guess what were they mainly for, like support? Wasn't they to help when they would keep from wear?
I'm not sure their purpose.
But as far as I know, they'd also be see, you have the old heel plates,
Mm-hmm.
and then toe tap, and then they'd have the same thing on the tip of the shoe.
Mhm.
I mean, it was, for what I understand, it's just for wear to keep the tips of your shoes from wearing. As
Yeah,
well.
I don't think those people back then could afford to, keep buying shoes.
No,
No,
no.
even when I was in high school, we used to call them cleats, but it was the same thing. And we didn't, it wasn't because of wear. We wanted it so when you clack down the hall, everybody could hear you. We thought you were cool. But what they did then, I'm sure, and it was so the heels would wouldn't wear uneven, because it's just, it was just too hard to get more shoes or get them repaired like you can now. So that was the whole idea of it, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, it's a little kind of horseshoe shaped. And of course, you see all the little holes where it's been nailed into the toe of the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So what's the oldest coin for each of you?
Oh, mine is just recently 1884 Indian head penny.
Nice.
And
I haven't found anything natural that has an age to it. But at a seated hunt last year, I've forgot the year on it, but it was 1800 IHP.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But her oldest natural find coin, I want to think she's had like a it's been early 1900 wheat penny.
It'd been a wheat penny.
I think she has maybe like a 1916 Wheatie
17
or 1917 Wheatie. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he jogged my memory there. 1917 Wheatie.
Yeah.
Well, you guys keep going with the the houses, and that's where you find a lot of coins. They'll be in the houses, and generally a lot of people want to find out where the see, back in the day, they didn't have the dryers. They might have had a washing machine, but they didn't have the dryer, so you find the clotheslines.
Yes, you do. I was just thinking that as you were saying it. Yes, once you discover where that clothesline is, and at our first home site, I had a scratchy signal and a good signal, and I found a zipper pull, and then I'm trying to think what else. I found a button, and then I found a silver dime. So I knew right there, okay, this is where the clothesline had been, based on where the foundation of the house and the well was situated. Yeah. So once you find that clothesline, you're going to find you some finds.
Yeah, you find that, a lot of times the real old houses, they didn't have indoor plumbing either.
Right.
And you find where the privy was, and that's where you'll find to get a lot of good finds as well.
Yes, yes.
You two also, I wanted to talk about this before we wind things up in a bit, but you also do a live stream. Tell us about that, when it is, and just tell us about that.
Yes, our live streams are on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we call it Happy Hour at the Cove. And we've been having some guests. We've been trying to get guests on our show here lately, and we've had some really good guests. We've had Paul and Belinda from American Woodland Relics. We've had Mike from Great Finds. We've had Rachel from Jersey Ray Diggs. Okay, now I'm going to draw a blank, Melissa. We've had Shane Kubat, the blind treasure hunter. We've had him. And we've got a couple lined up for future, work schedules. Some people's work schedules are Saturday nights, a rough night. Who else? We had Corey, the treasure hunter. He's out in California, Oakland area. And we had Christina Rogers, Saving History.
And Team Clambake.
Yes, we've had
Team Clambake was our first guest.
Yeah, but we've had we've got some other guests lined up that I'm not going to divulge right now. So
you'll have to come over and visit and find out who they're going to be.
It's just an hour. We try to do a giveaway during that hour, and it's just for a channel to come up and talk about their channel, and we'll ask them a few questions and get, in case someone out there is not familiar with them. And, we're just trying to grow like that and get more into the community. And, I love live streaming. We really enjoy it. We've been 2 years that we've been participant in Paul's a 24-hour live stream that he had in that was what, March? Yes. So just awesome, great.
Yes.
Can't say enough about it.
And we try to touch on some topics of conversation, like cleaning, field cleaning, and how to avoid breaking your fines.
Yes.
About pinpointers.
Yep.
And
because we weren't educated, we only used the Garrett Carrot, and I know there's lots of other pinpointers out there. So we really learned a lot, during those discussions. So it's enjoying.
We're learning. We learn every day something new.
Absolutely. It's constantly learning. Learning your machine. Each signal. I mean, you're constantly learning your machine. I don't care how long you have it, based on the areas you hunt, the ground conditions, the weather. You're constantly learning your machine.
Are you two on social media other than YouTube?
Facebook, but we don't use Facebook for much. I'll post for my premieres and live streams on some of the groups that I'm there. Other than that, it's just YouTube, mainly YouTube. No Instagram, no Twitter, no TikTok.
I hate to bring it up, but our internet connection, we have 2 cans and a string. So
I know.
it takes us approximately, the last video we uploaded took what, 20 some hours.
Really? Wow.
For a 27-minute video.
That's
so
the struggle.
That is our struggle. And if our phone rings, a lot of times it breaks our connection and we have to start that upload over.
Again.
Oh
So
my
what
God.
software do you use to edit?
I'm sorry.
What software do you use to edit?
I'm using it's from Sony. It's a software from the handheld camera I use is a Sony, and they have it's called Play Memories, and it has its own editing, and that's what I'm used to, and that's what I use, because when it comes to pushing buttons and doing that stuff, I'm not the best.
It's very user friendly,
and it's really user friendly. So I've had people tell me that it could be what I'm using for my editing as reason that's so slow, but we're still running on copper lines out here too. So
a lot of times I used to have that trouble too, and I switched my video editing software. You have to compress it down. So it uploads a lot faster. Because sometimes it was taking me 30 hours, and it just too big a file, and you got to compress it down, which makes it a little bit easier. But the better internet you have, obviously, the better it is. And if you got any editing questions, the one up there in the corner, editing queen. Let me tell you.
We will keep that in mind.
I tell you what, you send her an email, she'll get right back to you, and she'll figure it out. That kid knows what's going on.
But my editing is, I know people look at it and I know we've been called, guerrilla filming.
Yeah.
That our style is called guerrilla filming because it's just the way we do it. But that's what I'm used to. That's how I like filming, and that's what we.
And you know what? That is what sets your videos apart. I mean, that's called. It's when you take. It's artistic. It's your style. It wouldn't be Clark's Cove if it wasn't that.
And it's real.
We're not about fancy gadgetry, and we have nothing against that stuff.
We're simple
people that use the GoPros and
the gimbals. That's great.
That's great, but it's just not us.
It's not
just
us.
like the simple, straightforward, keeping it real, as to coin a phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have no $1 million budgets. That's for sure. No Simon Cowell's.
No, my budget used to be $1.99. That was it. So,
Wonderful. So what's new or what's next for you two? You're getting close to 1,000 subscribers on you. You're almost there. What's next for you two?
We want to get out and meet more people and do more collaborating. We've done a little bit so far, but not what we want
Not-
to.
yeah.
We've got an event we're getting ready to go to in when is that? June.
First weekend
part
of June.
First weekend of June.
Flash bash.
The flash bash.
Uh-huh.
Just looking forward to meeting a lot of people. That's what we want to do. Get out and meet people.
Yep.
Well, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. You make those friendships.
So,
You know,
2022 will see that for us.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think just because, you know, that you actually have to physically get together to do a collab video, and that's simply not the case. You know, you could get two friends, maybe California or, you know, out in Oregon, and everybody do some video, and then one person do the editing, and, you know, you're still collabing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not necessarily hunting together, you know.
Right.
So, with the editing software and stuff that you guys can do now, that'd be something really cool to do.
Yes.
It would. But yeah, that's our plans for is just getting out and getting more involved in the community.
Yeah.
Good
Now,
stuff.
That is going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be good. Well, I tell you what, we sure enjoyed having y'all with us tonight.
It has been a pleasure being here
Thanks
with you guys.
for
Thank you so much.
Thinking
Jeff
of
and
our
Liz. It's great
little
seeing you.
channel and
Yes.
and having us on here. You know,
We've been anticipating it
it.
ever since it's been set up. So
I was sitting this evening going, because I know you said you'd send the link, but I'm like, is he going to send the link? I wonder if we're gonna- Yeah.
he lost a couple of fingernails and chewing on them, wondering.
Oh, well, you know, look at it this way. She didn't put no bacon grease on them.
You got
Now,
that right.
They tasted better, but they didn't have no bacon grease on them. So
Hey,
that's
I
even
never
better.
thought.
Well,
That
yeah, like
bacon
I said, on this show, Treasure Tales, it's completely different than Treasure Talk. Treasure Talk is more of a educational type thing. We do a lot of giveaways there. We're not doing giveaways on Treasure Tales because Treasure Tales is about y'all out there, all y'all. It's about your treasure stories. And Clark's Cove is this perfect example of what can be, what it makes it, you know, it makes them feel good together. They're doing it as a couple, and a lot more couples need to do stuff together. So it's all about bringing it home to your husband, your wife, or getting your kids involved. So that's what it's all about. And that's why I always say that Treasure Tales, there's a million of them out there. All of them are important. All of them are unique, and all of them make a difference. So we want to hear y'all's. So get up with me, or you can get a hold of the Digging Canucks. Say, I'd like to be on Treasure Tales. She'll get with me. We'll get it set up, and we'll have you on the show. So share your treasure story with
Sounds
everybody
great.
all around the world. So you guys, I want to thank you for sharing with us tonight. It means an awful lot. It was our pleasure and our honor to have you with us tonight and to introduce you to those people who didn't know you, perhaps. And now we want them to go over and subscribe to your channel and share your videos to bring the joy to other people.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
It has been an absolute pleasure.
It has, yeah.
Well, we get that blast, and I know I speak for Liz when I say that. It's just been our honor to have you with us tonight. So, Liz, any final thoughts?
No, I hope everybody has a great night. And if you're detecting, I hope you find something really, really cool.
Yes, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. And don't forget, get up with us to come on Treasure Tales. So
Yes.
We will. Yes, we will hit up Liz and we might let just a little bit of time pass, a couple months, see if something different comes our way. That way we'll have something else to talk about.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's right. We look forward to it.
Yes.
So we're going to say good night to everybody. Liz, thanks so much for being with me tonight.
Thank
It's
you for
always-
having me again.
Well, it's always my pleasure, and I know everybody loves it when you're here. So just, you know, you're going to be here a lot.
Okay.
Everybody, is that works for you, doesn't it? Sure works for me.
Yes.
So everybody, want everybody to have a good night. If you are digging, low and slow wins the game. Happy hunting, everybody, and dig deeper. So good night, everybody.
And we'll see you all on that first good Cover find.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Happy hunting, everybody.
Good night.
Everybody.